Hey, Gola, good to see you.
Good to see you too.
How are you today?
Yeah, wonderful. We have some some sort of spring here in Switzerland, so everything's okay.
Fantastic, fantastic. So, how was your day so far?
Oh yeah, it's okay. Normal work day.
Cool, cool, cool. So, Olaf, your new album, Arcanum First Rage, was out on this month 7th. So, would you like to tell me a bit on the songwriting and production that goes behind this debut album?
Yeah, about the album or about which song?
About, I would like to hear about everything, Olaf.
Okay. Yeah, what's behind the album? It's a little bit resume of my last years of music. And it's a little bit integrating very old songs. Some are from 1989, so very old, into a new form. And I wrote these originally for in a DAW style or like something like this, DAWs, CCR, so far away from what I'm doing now. And then converted them into this album too. And this album especially is based on tarot cards. And this is a very special thing with it.
Mhm.
This is because my wife is a tarot coach. She's using tarot as a work tool or bench to help people to cope with daily situations. And she told me very much about the cards. And I was very fascinated, or I am very fascinated by this. And I chose the major arcana, which are the main cards of the tarot, to do the first album. So we have now at this album the strong feelings like rage, like toxic relationship, like being frauded somehow, like being a fake by yourself, like being just a human being. So these are the strong feelings, and we have this is the first of three planned album. And the next one will be about the hidden feelings, and the last one will about some sort of conclusion. But this is not planned concrete because it's developing. And so I combined this strong feeling stuff together with texts I had, and texts I newly created, and some some call it. I had some reviews. Some call it strange. Some call it weird. Some call it real normal in the sense of good stuff. Um, so it's a mixture between some styles, but I think the line between all songs is at first, of course, the tarot stuff, and at second, it is some basic style I do for every song. So this is the background of the album, and so it's kind of a extract of my last musical years. So in this sense.
Fantastic, Ola, fantastic. And I know the concept or the storyline behind this album revolves around the character Harold. And would you like to tell me how you came up with this story and what was the thoughts behind when you were writing the specific trilogy?
Yeah, this is a this is kind of interesting. The story behind all this is this alter ego I created. This is the Herald. In English, it's the Herald.
Yeah.
The Herald is some kind of mid-aged figure in general, if you take a general look at it. So he's or she, merely he, because it's mid-aged, was transferring the news from the king. This is the basic function of a herald. So just a news transferer, just showing what's up in the government somehow. And I transferred this to a news story because I thought over it. It would be a fine thing to have an alter ego, which is not myself, although I am appearing in some videos as myself, of course, too. But to divide this into a kind of strong figure behind all this music. And the Herald, or the Herald, let's call it in German, um, is from the storyline behind it. He was a nobleman who was accused of taking too much part of the weak people by the king, or whatever you like to have of a strong figure above him. And then he was banned to come to death on the street. And so he was very, very weak. And someday he was chosen as on the step to death. He was chosen by an unknown, very old raven god to be its herald. And I know this is a weird story. And so he became alive at this moment again, and very powerful in the sense of he is able to tell the people what's going on, to point the finger into the wounds, but not to change anything. And this is important because we have a second figure, which is Kowana. The second figure he picked up in an event. I don't know if you know it. We have in the Alps here around Switzerland, Germany, Austria. We have in the time in between the years. So this is the time from Christmas to New Year and a little bit more, some days more. We have a special time which is called Percht. This is very old, Percht. Cannot be translated. It's just the name of it. And inside this Percht time, you have a big hunting, a bunch of people hunting, very, very weird people. So these are some mystic figures, an old king, some rotten to death people riding on old horses, on death horses, which goes through the woods and are dangerous for anybody in the woods. And this is, of course, based on real. We have very much strong winds in winter in woods, and it's no good idea to go in the woods because you will be killed by some tree or something like this in the winter. And yeah, this is a very old story or mystery, which is thousands of years, I think, now in the Alps. And this hunt was picking a girl, which is Kowana. She was also near to death, and then the raven god decided no, she should not be consumed by this folk, but reserved for me. And then he told the hero to get her, and she is the second part. She is pointing into the wounds and telling the people to stop, whatever they do wrong. So she's the acting part, the herald is the telling part. So we have those two figures, and the story behind is if you have an alter ego, you are able to tell in any way. The herald is a very free symbol or person, or whatever you like to have, to tell any story in any way. Such are the videos. He's appearing and he's pointing, and he's a weird figure, and Kowana also. And of course, Kowana is played by my wife beside. And she is also appearing by herself in the videos. And we have those alter ego on the one hand and ourselves on the other hand. And that's the story behind. I think someday we have to do a film on it.
Absolutely, absolutely, Olaf. That would be awesome. Thank you. Thank you for explaining the storyline, Olaf. And I have to say the cover artwork was beautifully done. I think a great depiction that goes behind this cover art. Would you like to let me know a bit on the working behind the cover artwork of this album?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Channels for Mommy. It's very, very special too. The album is called Rage because it's telling about this strong feeling. We have more than one song telling about rage in different ways. We have the rage of the so for example, the song Rage itself is telling about the people who we had 2023 these big riots here in Europe, in France. They have outer parts of the city which is called banlieue, and there is a mixture of races, a mixture of lost people in real, that's the problem, which are living there. So they are made normally in the 70s. They were built up, and this is really a strong mixture. And there was a young guy killed by the police in France, and they had big riots, really big riots. They were it was hard to cope for the police and the government, and was some sort of senseless rage. And I wanted to point out the senseless rage. And we have rage on the other side, for example, just a generous bunch of people doing some rageous stuff or looting and everything, which is around this. So we have this, which are very unpointed, intended rage. It's rage by itself. And the mummy, this is now the interesting. The mummy on the artwork, on the cover artwork, it had its eyes closed, but its mouth opened. And if you go inside the CD booklet, you will find it's opening the eyes. And you see there is some power coming out of the mouth. This is this unintended rage, and the mummy outside is closing its eyes because the rage is totally unintended, totally unknown. It just rage for itself. And inside with the songs, it's opening its eyes and it's clarifying and it is seeing, and maybe it's seeing that the rage is senseless and somewhat. And this is the story behind. So it has of course a story.
Fantastic, fantastic, love. And I really had the pleasure to listen to this entire album. I have to say, 15 amazing songs, beautifully written, and the way it did the entire album was arranged was nicely done with great storytelling, and the song with bringing heavy rock and roll classic sounding to this album. It's totally a mind-blowing album, and I have to say thank you so much for putting up an awesome album this year. And as a creator, in bringing out this heavy art of music, how do you feel about the outcome?
About what? Sorry?
About the outcome of this album. What are your thoughts and how do you feel about it?
The outcome. I understand the outcome. Great, just great. Look, I'm not tending at being a big star. I'm not tending at earning lots of money with it, because it's in real life I'm an IT guy earning much enough money, but this is my inner side on so what. So I try to collect really good musicians. When you look at it, for example, Sebastian is one of the best drummers I know in metal, really, and he joined in this very gladly, because he liked the style of music. And we had, beside his good friend, Linus Klausnitzer, which is also one of the best bass artists I know, will join for the future projects of the HEROLD. So we have a little change in it, a little change. And we have great musicians, we have a great mixing and very great mastering people. So Christoph, who was doing the mastering, is one of the top 5 of Europe. He's doing, for example, also Michael Schenker and all these guys. And he was really interested in this album too. So we have on the one hand great musicians, great people, which are, this is important, they are asked by me to bring their style inside. So I don't say, don't do it like this, don't do it like this. I like them to have their own style in terms of music. So it's an artwork really by the musicians and the artists which are connected to it. And so it is just mind-blowing for me. I have to say it's mind-blowing. And even if you look at the critics, they just come step by step, because we started now, and they are really cool, I have to say. I'm a little bit overwhelmed by it.
Beautiful, Olaf. And speaking on the videos that was done for this album, Shut Up, Fake and Imitation, great work all behind these videos, and really enjoyed watching these videos, and amazing work behind it. And would you like to tell me a bit on the making of these videos?
Very fascinating. I have a very good partner with Fastball Music, and Fastball Music is in real, it's one guy behind it, and some very good artists also behind it. And he has a production company, which is Lens Flare, and he has a really special style of telling stories. And we decided for this, it was very important because I searched a while for a good partner. So on the label side, I'm labeling by myself with Rocking Bear Studios, which is labeling together with Forceball Music. So this is the construct. And because Forceball has the experience, and it's better in Europe to label by yourself than going to the one of the big labels. So, and he had the chance to tell stories, which is not very often, I think, in metal or in rock. And normally you have guys shaking their heads with the long hairs. Okay, long hairs, no way. But you have these guys, you have normal band videos like this. I have no band because there is no band. I have a bunch of musicians which is doing stuff, and they don't act like a band. They are just like a group of people who like to do the very best. And so there was no way to doing a band, but we will do a band video. This is the interesting thing, because our female singer, Serena, has two bands, and one of the bands will help in doing a band video. So this is, I think we do it in May this year. So one song this is especially, or two songs. Especially it is Stormbringer will be filmed as a band video, and Relief will be filmed like this. And beside all this, he was able to do some story. We developed the story together, and he has a very, very good kind of telling stories with his style. He's a very good artist, I have to say, my partner. And he was free in doing what he wanted to do. Only some little specs on the side. We have to bring, of course, something. I have to sing a little bit. We have to find some way, but the stories are based. The video stories are really based on the songs. So, for example, Shut Up is telling the moment of the breakup of the toxic relationship. And my original idea was to do it in a Baroque style. Yeah. But we then decided maybe better we bring it in the modern times, like in the 20s of the last century, and to have more bound to daytime. So we decided doing like this. Or Invitation is a song about these about choosing what you want to do, or where you want to follow, or you don't want to follow. So we had these great actors. These are really hired actors. We have great actors doing all this stuff, and yeah, it was what kind of big fun doing this, because we have these professionals. And by the way, I learned that I'm a good actor too. I didn't know this.
Fantastic. And Olaf, are you having some big plans to come or go on a touring, or is there some kind of plan for the future?
We won't go on a touring with the Herald, I think. It's maybe I will not say no at all. I will not say at all. But if we would go on touring, this would be a big thing, because we have to bring all this storytelling to the stage. And this is a hard thing, of course. But if we would do it, we would do it. But the first thing is we don't have a band again. And it's hard to hire people which are living from doing music for this, because they are so much bound in other projects. So I would have to find some people willing to act as a band. And act means they have to play it. Because I don't like to have some playback and that's it. No, I want to do it live. So this is the first step we have to solve. And the second step would be we have to have actors. For example, if you take a look at upcoming Song Rage, this video will be with a bunch of Vikings and soldiers. It is the shooting was on a old castle we have here nearby. And so how do you bring this onto the stage? Yeah, by having them on the stage, of course, but this has to be organized. So maybe we do it, but I think We wait for the outcome, the real outcome of the first album, and we see how then the second album will succeed, hopefully will succeed. And then we can do this, because then we have a base of fans also. It's a little bit vice versa, because I'm not going on stage since years, because I'm more the studio worker. I'm more the writer. I'm more the arranger. And this is I'm not the live musician in this sense. I did it, of course. Yeah, I can do it, of course. But for years I didn't do it, and this will be a new way to present the Herald. Maybe I don't say no at all.
Gotcha, gotcha. Fantastic, fantastic. And in the beginning of the interview, we talked about bringing Der Herald as a movie. Once everything is come together, all the three, the trailer is completed, I want to make some, maybe a possibility to come up with a idea for a movie. So is the plan still on your head, or do you think this will come into light in the future?
Yeah, because normally all plans we are planning comes to light. We had this comic. This was an idea for me, because I like to do something additional and something else. You look, it's no band, I said, but it's also not only a music project, because it's more. If you look at the website, I think I know it is a little bit stuff only on the website, but if you look at the website, it's called Fine Art and Music from Switzerland,
Yeah.
and the art is very important, because I'm doing not also music, as you see. Not only music, sometimes missing English, sorry, not only music, but I am doing additionally some other art stuff. And normally what we discuss internally in the group will find its light. So maybe we are talking at the moment about a podcast, for example, a podcast about the Herald, or the Herald telling some stories. We're talking about additional videos. Normally you do 1 or 2 videos for a project. We are now at 7, and it will be about 9 at the end, I think. The film is in my mind, yes, definitely. And my partner is willing to do this. He ever wanted since years to do something like this. But it's a kind of planning, and of course a kind of money. You have to spend money and time to it. But I think it will come to light. So this is a big project, and I cannot tell you really what's coming out in future, because there's so much going on with this.
Yeah, yeah.
There will be additional stuff. There will be additional ideas which will come to light. So yeah, it will come.
Fantastic, fantastic. And since the first trilogy is out now, so do you have planned to release the next 2 trilogies, or do you have a planned date, or is still under the process?
No, it is in planning. So we have thought over having a distance of 2 years between the albums. This is normal, because you need about a year for the production.
Yes.
From the beginning to the end. I learned I'm very fast in songwriting. I learned this much years from now. I was a teen and I learned this. So I need about, when I have an idea, I need about 1 or 2 days to write a song completely, with text, with arrangement, with everything. And I have to sum up or sample now a bunch of songs, because not any song, not all songs are coming to an album. I have one, for example, for this album, I had a song which was completely recorded, completely mastered, everything. It was so boring. I threw it away. And you have to make such decisions from some time. So normally I do about 20 songs, 25 songs for an album, and at the album there will be in the range 10 to 16 about this. I'm at writing at the moment, so that the production process itself can start next year. And this is important to plan it now, because as I said, I have professional musicians which are living from this, and they are booked out simply. They're not fast enough. So when I plan to put out an album on 2027, I have to do the recordings latest in the last half of the 2026. The mixing mastering process will also take its time, but the mixing process is more time consuming than the mastering. Now the master guy spending 1 or 2 days on this because he's so professional, and then it's ready for a release. But the mixing process, as we have very specific, or I have very specific ideas how this could sound, and we are discussing this. Even the mixing engineer is putting his art into it, and he has new ideas and telling me, just listen to this, maybe this is an idea. Sometimes it's very cool, sometimes I say, we can do it otherwise. So it's a process, and the moment we have our recordings, we can start with this process, and this will normally consume 2-3 months. So we have to if you look at it at the mid of next year, the production of the recordings will take place. Then we have the mixing, then we have the mastering, and then we are nearly finished. And this is important, we have to do the videos, don't forget this. And the videos have to start beginning of next year. So I have to be finished with my songs at the beginning of next year. So they are really raw, done on the computer, sounding like, yeah, okay, because I'm not good at mixing. But you can use it for the videos. And we will do, I think, start video editing, video shooting at mid of next year. So it's a strong plan, yeah. Okay. And additionally, I have a new project beginning this year.
Amazing, amazing, amazing. And are you planning to bring some cool merchandise for DERHEROLD? Since it's a concept that you have created, there should be a lot of great things that you can bring for the fans. Do you have some big plans with this?
Yes, this is planned, definitely. We have to wait now what the reaction of the people is. We have good numbers, special in the Asian. So Bangladesh is really listening to us. Interesting. Okay, this is based off YouTube advertising, of course. But we have really a lot of followers in the Asian part of the world, and we have a lot of followers in the South American part. Yeah, there's addicted to metal now. This is clear. Europe is a little bit harsh market because it's hard to get into it, and you have all these you have the big player here, and this is hard. Also, America itself, it's hard sometimes. Sometimes it's really astonishing easy. So we have to take a look on the numbers, how they're going, and if they what the fans demand, of course. We are just at the beginning now. We are totally unknown. This is some sort of risk, of course, but it's also a big chance because you are not known. You can start fresh. And we are now setting up our scenery of the Herald, the music of the Herald, the being of the Herald, all this art stuff. And of course, we will present some cool merchandising. It's planned. I have already the masters for vinyl stuff, for example. But this is very expensive. We will do it when enough people demand it. We will definitely have, I think, a second printout of the comic because it's nearly vanished now. Because really people like it very much. We will think over having some. I have it here. You don't see it. I have to stand up. You see some T-shirt. We will have. We were thinking about some stickers, putting it to the CD now, but we decided not to do it because this will be an extra stickers. Maybe a special line of the Herald hat. I don't know. We have so much possibilities. And we will, of course, bring something. Yes, definitely.
That sounds cool, Olaf. That sounds cool. And post the trilogy, what is the plan for the Herald?
Yeah, the plan is going on now. We have these 3 albums, which are definitely planned and will take place because this is a trilogy. And after that, it will go on, of course. And this is a little bit of a process which is developing itself, because also the first album was from the idea. At first, I had the idea, okay, it's enough having these really cool samples. Then we decided, no, it's something really boring. So we decided to hire musicians, and this is one step coming from to another. And we found out that the sound we are creating is really great. It was cool, but it's not great. So this is one of the developments which took place. Myself, I was singing not so much before. I had some voice coaching, and I found out that I have a very special voice. It is very special, and now some people have problems with it because it's very high, it's very sharp, it's very special, but it is definitely interesting. And I had to find a vocal counterpart in form of Serena, which she has this opera-like voice, and she's very, very talented. And maybe there will be another woman also. So it's opened, and this is the interesting concept of all. It's a very open concept. We can do everything. We have this trilogy, and even inside this trilogy, it is some open concept because we really know basically where it should go, but how it will develop, we will see. And after this trilogy, it will of course go on because it's too much fun. Simply, it's much too much fun. And even the musicians, anybody, really anybody bound to this project is having fun with it. And this is what the music is expressing, and all this. You have really people standing behind that which are totally really like it and want to do it. And this is, I think, one of the most special point on this project.
Fantastic, Olav. And Olav, finally, any message that you have for the DERHEROLD and heavy metal fans around the world?
Again, I didn't understand, sorry.
Do you have any message for the fans around the world?
One message, yeah. I have several messages, of course. One message, it is really simple. I developed, so I have a little bit telling that before. I developed from, I have a very, very long development of musician because I learned music. So I'm a professional music in the sense of playing piano. And I have very, very much size. But I learned in the years that one of the greatest thing of metal is the big family. So you have a big family which is helping each other, which is peaceful, which is friendly, which is warm and really cool. And I'm just trying to tell the people with the songs what they maybe should avoid to do, or maybe can change in this. Anybody has his faults. Anybody has his problems, and maybe this will help a little bit about this, that you listen to the songs. And the message is simply be like you are. Expand yourself. And this is one of the really, really basic, important messages of metal. All in all, be like you are. You can expand in any direction. If you're doing bad, you will be stopped, of course, by the other ones. But if you're doing good, you can do everything. And this is the basic message of all of the HEROLD. Be yourself, find yourself a way, be nice to people, and you have a good life. Easy.
Beautiful, beautiful, Olaf. And Olaf, I want to thank you so much for giving me today this wonderful opportunity to have you on the show, and a pleasure to listen to your trilogy #1, Rage. And I have, like I said earlier, great work from you guys. I'm totally loving this album. The music
Thank you so much.
To the end. Amazingly done. You cannot stop in the middle. It's all like the entire album just flows. The music just flows, and really beautiful to listen to this album. So thanks so much for putting up this awesome album. I'm looking forward for trilogy #2 and 3 in the coming years. And I'm really hoping to talk to you again soon on the upcoming trilogies as well, Olaf. And
I will be glad to talk to you again, really. Yeah. So, best greetings to America. You have a hard time now.
I'm sorry.
Best greetings to America. You have a hard time now. I'm really hoping everything's going well for you, because I like your people really, really. And I have really good friends in America, and it's I'm hoping the best. Everything's going good for you. Okay.
Thank you, Olaf. And take care of yourself and have a good day ahead, Olaf.
Yeah. Thank you so much.
You
Have a good
too.
time.
You too.
Bye.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye.